Hey everyone, I'm here to share the story that I read on the second day of school on the first week. So I was super excited when Mo Willems wrote The Pigeon Has to Go to School. This adorable story. Of course, if you don't know any stories by Mo Willems, you need to go find his books and buy them all. So I have to tell you a real story. Years ago, when Mo was just starting to become super famous, he put out a contest to see if anybody could guess what his next pigeon story was going to be. And whoever won, he would come to their school. So one of the students at our school guessed about the cookie, and he ended up coming to our school. And at the time I had read a few of his stories, but when he came and read these books to the children, it kind of like changed my whole view on the stories. He like brought them to life in a way that I guess when you're the author, that's how you envision them. And when you're reading them, you don't envision it the same way. So like I became obsessed with his stories after that because he was just so amazing and animated and a great person. So of course, when he came out with this story, I was really excited, and it is an awesome story. So fun, and the kids love the pigeon. So you probably know about this story already. So I'm just going to share with you kind of what we do in my classroom with this story, The Pigeon Has to Go to School. So I'm going to get it more into like the first week of school again later, like more curriculum wise, but when the kids come in the morning, the first week or so, I like to give them something that everybody can do. So I give them this little coloring page on this day. It's like a little school bus. It can also be turned into a craft either way. But they all come in, they work on that. They kind of know then they're going to be reading a story about the pigeon to kind of get them excited about that. So whole group reading is one of the first things I do in my classroom. So after we're all unpacked and all of that, I read the story to them, and I have these little question cards on a ring. I do this for a lot of my stories, and I just go through and it gives me like prompts and things to kind of discuss with the kids. So some of the other things that we do with this story is I do like to do lots of sorts with the kids, and back here I have a pocket chart to kind of just show you. But after we read, we talk about what the pigeon worried about and what the pigeon did not worry about. And they are just little cards. I put them in a little dollar bin and have them ready to go for the day. So I'll just give you a peek at what that looks like kind of done. So we do that little sort together. We also make a class book on this day. I love making class books and keeping them in my library. So it's called The Pigeon Goes Back to School Feelings Class Book. And we talk about how the pigeon felt, and then we just talk about how we felt. So super simple. They're only writing 2 words, but it kind of gives me a feel for, who's phonetically spelling, who's spelling correctly. They probably are readers. Who's having difficulty even putting words on paper. It's a good little beginning of the year idea assessment of what's going on with them. I also have this little game that we play. I like to play a game at the beginning of the year a lot. We like to play games all the time, but just to kind of so they get to know each other a little bit too. And then in the afternoon, we do another kind of graphing sort where we just talk about like the pigeon going on the bus. We talk about how we got to school. So how do we get to school is down here. And I have all these little cards, and the kids all come up to, I would clear my chart, and they put their card, like if they're a bus rider, they put it next to bus, car rider, walker, bike, all those things. And then when we're all done, we count up, how many the total was for each thing. And there's a little activity that goes with it. So I'll show you that too. So we do this kind of paper together where they put the totals in there. And then this is kind of what my chart looked like in the classroom. So I just put sticky notes and totaled them up, and we kind of just do that together. Brings in a little math, talks about like how we get to school and get home from school. And it's an extension of the story. And then the last thing that we do is we pretend like we're the pigeon, introducing ourselves. So we make this little pigeon craft, and it says, "Meet my friend Charlie." She's in room 50. Her teacher's name is Mrs. Mitchell. She thinks school is so much fun. Here's another one. This is Declan, and he thinks school is too much work. But these are super cute, and we put them on their lockers to kind of just introduce ourselves and make the fun little pigeon craft. So I do like to do a craft a lot at the beginning of the year too, like almost daily. Gets them cutting and socializing and getting to know one another and feeling comfortable in the classroom. So that is what I do with the pigeon. But a story I also like to read on this day at the end is how to get your teacher ready for school. So this story came out pretty recently too. I love, for grandparents in our family unit, we do like how to babysit a grandma, how to babysit a grandpa. So this is hilarious. It's about how the kids can help get the teacher ready. So it has a lot of humor in it, and the kids just, it's kind of a great tie to the first day jitters because the teacher was nervous. And in this one, the kids are helping the teacher get ready. So it kind of just ties in from the previous day too. So I really enjoy this as just a fun little read aloud. So those are my stories for today on day 2 of Back to School Stories. Don't forget to follow my friends in the hashtags in the description. I'll also link this story to these activities, and in my highlights, check those out too, because I have a back to school button that you can push on and see things from like when I actually did do them right in my classroom. So I hope you're enjoying your summer, and I will see you soon for our next story.